Hey everybody, it's Moonbo here, and welcome back to more Endless Scrap Mechanic. In today's episode of Scrap Mechanic Creations, we are gonna be hopping in to one epic mech. Guys, this mech is so much fun. It shoots missiles, you can drive around, it's got guns on it, it is fully loaded. So I'm gonna be going through a few of these mechs here, just a few alterations that I've made to a couple of them, and I'm also going to show you a little more detail about the components that I used to build this mech, and at what point in each part of the build did I put them all together and stuff like that. So it was a lot of fun to make, it's a lot of fun to play with, so let's get right to it. Alright, so I've got three mechs set up right here. We're going to start on the right. Now this mech is pretty much like when I first just finished the build. The project was finished. I was extremely happy with the end result of the overall design of the mech here, and so you can see it is extremely cool. It uses like a weird two-wheeled system on either side here, which is actually very reliable. You actually can roll almost over anything. So you can see, though, we have some extremely epic guns on each arm right here, and we've got the shoulder missiles as well, which we will be checking out and playing around with a little bit later. And then we, of course, have the pilot seat right here. Now, this is actually pretty cool. So we can press this switch right here, and you can see the pilot seat go up, and that is what the actual, like, riding condition would be. And you can obviously just press it again and bring it right back down. So before we hop into the seat right here, I'm going to show you guys, this is the missile pack. So this is pretty much what I ended up designing to use as the missiles that came out with the shoulder holders there. So as you can see, it's pretty simple, but it's definitely very effective. So right here you can see there's a sensor, and then there's a thruster here, and a timer and a logic gate. So what's happening with these missiles, guys, is the sensor on the front, once it becomes triggered, it'll activate the logic gate here, which then, of course, activates the timer, and once the timer turns on, after 3 seconds, you see there's like a floating thruster on the end here. That thruster is going to go flying, and after a bit, usually they might stop if they run into something again, but you'll see once we start shooting some of these missiles, there is going to be a ton of them. So what I would do, of course, guys, is I would bring my weld tool like so, and pop it right there, and then over here. It's running away. So I do have to warn you guys, these missile packs are extremely dangerous. Anything can set them off if you walk in front of that sensor, and they will go flying. I have lost so many of these. Alright, so we're going to attach this one. Hopefully none of the sensors go off. Okay, I think we're good. Perfect. Alright, so now this is the next step in loading the missiles. We just press a switch like that, and there you go. You can see the missiles, they get loaded in like so, and we can obviously do that on this side. Now, all you got to do is break them off like so, and you can see the piston retract right there, and we can just drop that off. And we just do that one more time on the right shoulder like so, and drop that there. Now, I'm going to hop in here, and I'm going to mention I do have these back plates right here. If you press the back plates, they will cover the thrusters, or like the logic gates at the back there, and hold those missiles on the inside. But I have to warn you guys, the FPS is so bad that it's not even worth doing it. You can imagine those will shut and they will open again, but we'll have a better look at that in a moment. So I just want to shoot some missiles right now. So I'm going to bring up the switches here. There are quite a few of them, and I believe the fire mechanism is 7 and 8, so let's just fire off a few rounds here, and you guys can see those sensors in action with the 3-second timer. So 3, 2, 1, lift the trigger mechanism and shoot the missiles. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, oh, I just got hit by one. Wow, I think my own missile came back and hit me. These things are off the hook, guys. They actually don't really aim at anything. They'll shoot whatever is basically like 20 feet in front of you very effectively. Over on this side here on the left, I do have a mech. Now, it is what I just set up, but this is what you guys are going to find on the Steam Workshop. It's going to be loaded like this, so all you have to do is spawn it in your world, and then you can pop your missiles into the slots right there and drop it off like you would, and they're ready to go. And I find it's actually kind of funny. It's easier to spawn a new mech than it is to spawn the missiles and put the missiles on. So just remember that. But before we actually shoot some more missiles, I'm going to show you guys. Now, this is the mech, but it's actually like a fake one. It only uses the tip of the missile right there, and it doesn't have the sensor or the thruster at the end. So it's actually just there for cosmetic reasons, and the reason why I did that was because I also wanted to have a mech that you could drive around that looked just as cool as one that had missiles loaded in it, but you didn't get all the lag. So we can press the 1 key right here, and this is the one that we're going to actually use to check out all of the mech's functions. Alright, so the 1 key, that is what you use to bring the pilot seat up right here. We can get into the first-person view, and I'm actually very happy with the first-person view right here. You can see we have quite a bit of a view, actually, as far as this overhead glass goes, and we got all of our switches in here as well. Now, we can bring the switches back up. So the 2 key, that is an interesting one, actually. So the 2 key is downward thrust. So we are actually being pinned to the ground right now, and if we press W, A, S, and D, we can actually steer. So 5 and 6, though, are the back guards right there, so we will bring those up. And now with W, you can see we're just starting to roll forward. That's using some thruster power, and you can see that the downward thrust is actually really good. Look at that. We can very easily drive. So A and D is your left and right turning, and it's a pretty interesting method that I ended up using for this. Now, I'm going to point out as well, actually, that you can see the top of the torso actually turns independently from the wheelbase right there. So we can actually kind of turn it to the left, turn it to the right, like so. And that is also your reverse function, because the way I ended up working it out is your W is your forward thrust, and then if you turn left, there's actually a thruster at the back of the left side there where the wheel is, and that left thruster actually pulls it back. So you can see we're actually reversing now, and we're kind of doing a little mech moonwalk right here, but we can very easily press W again and start driving forward. Uh-oh, a little bit of a rock here. So it doesn't go over obstacles very well. There's no real gripping power because it's thruster based, but it is actually very reliable, and it can gain quite a bit of speed. So it's a lot of fun to drive around, let alone shooting the missiles, because you can actually kind of use your torso. Okay, can I fix it? Oh my, yes! Yes, okay, that's amazing. Here we go. We're going to keep on going. I thought I was going to have to reset this thing. Alright, so the torso actually adds torque to your spinning. So when you actually press A and D, you'll actually get some increased turning capacity, which is actually a lot of fun. So let's just kind of drive this bad boy right back up here again. And maybe just kind of park it right about there. Alright, perfect. So that is not all this mech has to offer, though, guys. It does have a couple more functions right here, which is the 3 key and the 4 key. Now, the 3 key is actually really cool, so I'm going to bring it down right here, and you guys are going to see when I press it, these machines going to start going off. Oh, yeah, it's extremely satisfying, and this is awesome, guys. I absolutely love this. So what I ended up doing was putting two not two missiles, but 2 machine guns on top of each other, just like this. And you can see with pistons, I'm actually making them kind of go back and forth. And you can actually hear a little bit of a sound effect as well. So the sound effect and the pistons are triggered off of the same logic sequence. And look at this. This is awesome. Right here, the vents are releasing the smoke from the piston, and it actually just looks like it's supposed to do that because of just detail. I think this is now, I always say this, guys, sometimes a build becomes a favorite of mine, and I think this one might be one of my absolute favorites. So that's pretty much all it has to offer, so I figure, you know what, guys, we might as well hop into that other mech over there and start firing just a ridiculous amount of missiles. Let's fill this world with missiles. Alright, so I've got a few missile packs set up over there. I also have the mech right here with another pack ready to go. So let's do this, guys. I'm going to start shooting a ridiculous amount of missiles. Alright, here we go. We're going to put those into their slots, break them off like so, and then, of course, drop down the loading mechanism. There we go. Alright, let's hop inside here. I don't even think we need to put that up, actually. Let's just do this. Alright, so 7 and 8. Is going to lift the mechanisms up right there, and we now have our missiles shooting. Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, so many. There's so many missiles. Okay, let's fire some more. Here we go. Okay, let's see now. Grab that. I better get the screen up and don't accidentally trigger any of these. And, uh-oh. I missed that one. Here we go. We gotta break that one, actually. I was about to put it on one block too far. Alright, there we go. More missiles ready to go. This is actually pretty quick, even without actually respawning another mech, because I did say earlier in the video that it might be faster to actually use a new mech, but you know what? If you have your loading mechanisms preset right there, then you're actually good to go. Alright, so these are going to actually fire off in the reverse order now because of the fact that we're dropping the mechanism back down. And here we go, round 2. It's kind of funny, because you can imagine if something was right there in front of us, it would destroy it. You know what? I have another missile set right there. I think I should shoot at something. Alright, so I have spawned my 100th episode of Scrap Mechanic Creations Piston helicopter, and so all you gotta do actually is bring it all up like so, and I am actually gonna get the blades spinning for this. Alright, so the blades are spinning in the Piston helicopter. All we have to do, guys, is run over here and grab ourselves some missiles for the mech. Okay, we got our pack number 1. Attach that right there. And pack number 2 is going on the left side. Alright, here we go. Slot those in. Perfect. Remove that. Remove that. Might as well drop these down as well. You can see we have a bunch of expended magazines right there. Alright, here we go. We are actually going to get inside maybe for safety reasons because we don't know what's going to happen right here. Alright, there's the helicopter. It's spinning around. It's time to launch some missiles. Alright, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Raise them up. Missiles are loaded. Oh! That was too perfect. Look at this. Some of the missiles are actually stuck there. What? It's like pinned. So can we hop out of here? Look at this. Those are some direct hits right there. Oh, wow. They're even caught up underneath it and stuff. That actually turned out way better than I expected. Alright, so we are going to leave this mess behind and we are going to head back over here because I am actually going to dismantle this mech right here just to kind of give you guys an idea of the build process and how it all fits together. So we have this mech right here. We're not really using it for anything important, so let's just turn it towards the sun there so we can see what we're doing. Alright, so this is kind of how it's all built. So I can break that right there, and now you can see we can divide it in two like so. So now we have the top half right there, as well as the bottom half. So it's actually kind of cool. You could even imagine designing your own bottom half for this even, or creating something totally new. So you can see though that the pilot seat kind of pushes it over, which is pretty funny. So right here, though, this is just the bottom portion, which is actually the last part of the mech that I built. So let's move that over there. Now we have this right here. So this is the top portion. Now, pretty much what I started with totally from scratch is going to be the thing that we leave behind. So I can drop that right there. I can drop that right there. I can even actually probably hop up right here, maybe. Oh, maybe if I... Oh, yeah, I forgot to say. There's lasers on this thing, too. They're pointing in the ground now, but the lasers they're pretty cool. Alright, so this is the next thing I can get rid of right here. And then we can break off the left side like so. And that will get rid of our left shoulder. And now we're almost done and left with pretty much what I started with. The only thing, of course, is actually the seat right here. So I can probably just get rid of that block right there. Whoa, oh man, I just did a matrix thing. And I can get rid of that block right there. And we now have basically my starting point. So this was pretty much like the first part that I designed. And then the second thing I did was I designed this portion right here. Oh, that thing is shooting now. So you can see though that this is just the actual pilot seat right here, and the pistons just grip right onto that, of course. And so once I had this and that put together, that is pretty much when I started adding the arms. So you can see right here we have a arm for the right side, and over here we have our arm for the right side. So, of course, this was the more difficult portion that I had to create for this, and this was a separate module that I was using and testing, and this is the missile holder, obviously, so I did a lot of trial and error with those missiles and trying to see what worked the best. So then I added those, of course, and then, guys, this is pretty much the last thing I did, and that was the wheelbase with the thrusters to steer the whole thing. So you can maybe get a little bit of a better idea of the thought process behind creating one of these mechs. They are definitely a lot of fun to make. So there you have it, guys. It is a mech with some insane missile power. I sure hope you guys did enjoy this build or enjoyed the video. So if you did, then be sure to let me know by hitting that like button. It'll also let me know that you are ready for more Endless Scrap Mechanic. And of course, if you haven't already signed up for Endless Scrap Mechanic, then what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and maybe even turn on your notifications so you can get the latest and the craziest coming from me in Scrap Mechanic. So thank you everybody for tuning in to that Endless Scrap Mechanic, and of course, I'll be seeing you in the next one, so bye for now.